Three former PayPal employees created YouTube. Just 1 year later, Google bought it for $1.65 billion. That sounds like a familiar technology success story, but the beginning was far less obvious than the ending. YouTube wasn't originally created for viral videos, gaming, or creators. There were no professional studios, giant channels, or global media businesses in the original plan. The founders were trying to solve a much smaller problem. In fact, the first version of YouTube was almost a dating website. Users were supposed to introduce themselves through video. The idea attracted little interest, but the technology created for it revealed an opportunity nobody had expected. In the early 2000s, sharing videos online was frustrating. Internet connections were slow, video files were large, and even a short clip could feel like a technical project. Waiting for a file to upload was part of everyday internet life. Different websites required different media players. Uploading a video was complicated, formats were inconsistent, and streaming technology was still developing. A person could share a photo or a message in seconds, but video remained trapped behind technical friction. People could easily share photos and text, but video remained difficult. The internet had already become a place for communication, yet there was still no simple, universal way for ordinary people to publish moving images to the world. At the same time, three former PayPal employees were looking for their next big idea. Their names were Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jawed Karim. They understood software, product design, and the speed of online communities. None of them knew they were about to change the internet forever. At that moment, they were simply exploring a problem that many users recognized, but few companies had managed to solve: how to make online video feel effortless. The original idea behind YouTube wasn't the platform we know today. According to various accounts, the founders were inspired by how difficult it was to find and share videos online. The first product direction grew from that frustration. The first concept reportedly included elements similar to an online video-based dating service. Users would upload videos to introduce themselves, creating a kind of video profile. On paper, it seemed like a reasonable way to use the new technology. The idea never gained much interest. People did not rush to create video dating profiles. But the technology behind the website worked, and that distinction became important. A weak product idea was sitting on top of a powerful technical foundation. People didn't care about online video dating. They cared about sharing videos. Users wanted to post music clips, jokes, pets, trips, and ordinary moments. The founders noticed what people were actually doing and quickly changed direction. And that decision changed everything. Instead of forcing the market to accept the original idea, the founders followed the stronger signal. They turned a narrow experiment into a simple, open platform where almost any kind of video could belong. On the 23rd of April, 2005, Jawed Karim uploaded the first video to YouTube. The video was called "Me at the Zoo." It was not a polished production, and it was not designed to become a cultural event. It lasted only 19 seconds. Today, it might seem ordinary, but at that moment, something extraordinary had happened. A person had uploaded a short video, and the internet had made it available through a process that felt remarkably simple. For the first time, anyone could easily upload and share a video with the world. You did not need a television station, a distributor, or a technical team. You needed a camera, an internet connection, and something you wanted to show. The process was simple. No special software, no complicated setup. Just upload and share. That simplicity became YouTube's greatest strength. The platform removed the barriers that had made online video feel too difficult for ordinary users. YouTube started growing rapidly. Users began uploading music clips, comedy videos, sports highlights, home videos, and everything in between. The platform did not need to decide what kind of video mattered. The audience would make that decision. The growth was almost unbelievable. Millions of videos were being watched every day. Every upload added another piece to the library, and every viewer made the platform more valuable to the next person who arrived. The founders quickly realized they had a much bigger opportunity than they originally imagined. This was no longer just a tool for sharing clips. It was becoming a new layer of the internet, built around participation. But success created another problem: money. Streaming video was expensive. Every view consumed infrastructure, and every popular upload created more demand. Growth was exciting for the product, but financially it was becoming a serious challenge. Servers cost money, bandwidth cost money. The more YouTube grew, the more expensive it became. A website could attract millions of viewers and still struggle to pay for the systems required to keep those viewers watching. The company needed resources, and it needed them quickly. The question was no longer whether people wanted online video. The question was whether YouTube could survive long enough to support the demand it had created. At the time, Google already understood something important. Video was the future. Search had organized the world's information, but the next wave of information would be visual, immediate, and increasingly created by the users themselves. Google had created its own platform called Google Video, but it wasn't growing as quickly as YouTube. Google had the infrastructure and the audience, while YouTube had the momentum, the simplicity, and the behavior users were already embracing. Meanwhile, YouTube was dominating the market. Google had two options: compete with YouTube, which could take time and still fail, or buy it before the opportunity became even more valuable. The decision was strategic, not sentimental. On the 9th of October 2006, Google announced one of the most important acquisitions in internet history. The news marked a turning point, not just for two companies, but for the future of online media. The company agreed to purchase YouTube for $1.65 billion. And remember, YouTube was only about 1 year old. Many people thought Google had overpaid. History would prove otherwise, because the purchase became a foundation for a much larger transformation. Google didn't just buy a video sharing website. It accidentally helped create an entirely new economy. The creator economy grew from the idea that media could be produced by individuals, distributed directly, and supported by audiences at enormous scale. Before YouTube, becoming a filmmaker, entertainer, educator, or media personality usually required traditional media companies. Those companies controlled production, distribution, promotion, and access to the audience. You needed television networks, movie studios, record labels. YouTube changed everything. It did not eliminate quality or hard work, but it changed who could begin, who could be discovered, and who could reach viewers directly. Suddenly, anyone with a camera and an internet connection could build an audience. And eventually, creators discovered they could earn money. A hobby could become a channel could become a community, and a community could become a business. Advertising, sponsorships, memberships, merchandise, affiliate marketing. These revenue streams turned attention into an operating model. Creators no longer had to wait for a traditional company to decide that their work was commercially valuable. Entire businesses started appearing on YouTube. People weren't just uploading videos anymore. They were building careers. Some created production teams, hired editors, launched products, and treated a channel like a modern media company. Over time, YouTube created an entirely new category of celebrities: creators. Their influence came from a direct relationship with viewers, often built one upload, one comment, and one returning audience member at a time. People became famous without television, without Hollywood, without traditional media. They developed their own formats, spoke to niche communities, and proved that a large audience did not always have to begin with a large institution. Channels evolved from simple home videos into professional media businesses. Today, creators operate production studios, employ entire teams, launch products, and build global brands. The boundary between a person, a channel, and a company became increasingly difficult to see. Mr. Beast, educational channels, technology reviewers, documentary creators, gaming creators. The categories multiplied because the platform allowed different audiences to find different kinds of value, entertainment, expertise, and community. Millions of people now earn a living through content. And it all started with 3 former PayPal employees trying to solve a simple problem. They were not designing an economy on day one. They were making video easier to share. How do you share a video online? That simple question connected technology, culture, entertainment, education, and business. The answer became a platform that changed what people expected from the internet. The biggest lesson from YouTube's story isn't technology, it's adaptation. The founders started with one idea. It didn't work, so they changed direction. They listened to behavior instead of defending the original plan. The original concept failed. The new concept changed the internet. And that's a lesson every entrepreneur should remember. Sometimes the market reveals the real product only after customers ignore the one you first imagined. Sometimes your first idea won't become your biggest success. Your willingness to adapt might. 3 employees, 1 simple website, 1 unexpected pivot. The story is a reminder that the strongest opportunity may appear after the original plan breaks, and one of the most influential platforms in internet history. That's the story of YouTube, Empire Lessons.